everybody. So, I'm finding that I'm having more and more inspiration every single day to pick up this mic. I'm just finding that I'm bellowing with insight, and I can't share it enough. So it's quite exciting. Today, I have only a few moments here, but I wanted to talk about confidence. I wanted to talk about finding the confidence that we need to bust through any obstacle, right? The confidence that we need in knowing that our life is unfolding as a result of our own thinking. And so if things aren't going according to plan, that we can take it back to source, which is within the mind, back to the cause, which is within the mind, and restructure it from there. Now, confidence and creating your life go hand in hand. Because when you are confident in who you are, creation is natural. Creating that perfect life is natural. And self-confidence comes from the place within us that knows that it cannot fail. Confidence comes from the place within us that knows that it is perfect, can't screw anything up, hasn't done anything wrong, is completely forgiven and absolutely loved, loving, and lovable. Confidence is how we carry ourselves when we embody the truth of ourselves. A lot of the time we will find that confidence is fleeting. It will come in sometimes and it will leave other times. The reason that is so is because we have yet to have a firm foundation of who we think that we are. We try and live up to this character that we set for ourselves. The spiritual person. The financial person. The funny person. The whatever it is, we build up these characters and these roles in which we play, and then we are trying to conform that role to every single person that we are with. So when we're trying to live up to this false character trait that we've set for ourselves, then we are misleading ourselves and them, and therefore it's easy to feel not self-confident, right? And the reason this is so is because we have a misidentification with who we are. And so to go back to what I was saying at the very beginning is, if we start to recognize that we are not confident, if we start to recognize that things aren't going the way that we want, if we start to recognize that, life is troublesome, we're struggling, it's not working the way that we planned, then we must literally just stop. Stop. Life's not meant to be hard. Stop. No matter what, our parents, our family, our friends, religion, society, I'm going to have to get this later. Bye. So I finished off because I had a beautiful client come. And basically he came, and what do you know? He needed to deal with understanding how to be more confident and to believe in himself. So, of course, it always works out perfectly where a spirit guides me to talk, and I always have an experience in my life to allow me to teach what I've been learning and to teach what I've been sharing. So it's awesome. So on that note, along with being more confident, it completely and entirely comes back to the concept of who we think that we are. And if we continue to identify with this character and try and please other people and do what's right for other people and trying to conform to other people, it's never going to work. We don't want to or need to or try to conform to what other people think of us, because then we're giving our power away. If we allow others to define us and tell us if we're good or bad or right or wrong, we are literally just digging a hole for ourselves. We need to get to the point where we recognize that it doesn't matter what happens outside of us, that all that matters is what happens within. And the more that we get comfortable with going within, we can start to differentiate between our ego and illusion thoughts that keep us feeling not good enough and alone and all of these feelings. And then we can ask to see them differently. And as we ask to see them differently, we are given an entire, complete reinterpretation. Now, I can be on here and I can say, oh, do lots of affirmations. I could say, oh, do hypnosis. That's what I do. Da 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 da. But it's not about that. I'm not here to deal with gimmicks or effects or anything that may temporarily help you for a little bit of time. That is not the answer to our problems. Our answer to our problems is unity, right? Because if we are believing ourselves to be unconfident, if we are believing ourselves to be not good enough, if we are believing ourselves to be unworthy, then we are misperceiving who we really are. We think that we are this body that can be judged. We think that we are this personality which could be judged. Now, this personality, this character, has been an accumulation of what we have been taught by the external world, what others have showed us to be idols and role models, and what others have told us to be true. It's not true reality of who we are. We have tried to live up to this false identification of what the world wants us to be instead of being who we are. And who we are is beautiful souls in eternity. And we are the soul that animates this body. If it wasn't for this soul, this body would be decrepit in the grass, like not even here, because a body is just a compilation of atoms and energy. It doesn't even really exist. It's only here in form, as it is useful to be a symbol of separation. But separation isn't truth. Separation is what we see through our physical eyes, and therefore we feel separate, we feel alone, we feel like we could be judged, and therefore unconfident. But in all reality, we are joined with one mind, with one another, and with our Creator. And it is this mind that brings forward this new awareness of who we are as a soul, so that we can live in this physical world as a soul, instead of being this physical body who can experience pain and self-loathing and doubt. Right? All of these experiences are within the mind, and they don't have to be there. And when we recognize that it is merely a shift in perception, a shift in how we view ourselves, that it can drastically change our lives. And it all begins with awareness, just becoming aware of our thoughts. And if we recognize that we are doubting ourselves, if we are afraid of what might happen in the future, or if we are reflecting to what has happened before in the past, that is our ego mind trying to keep us captive and small and right where we have been, which is obviously going nowhere, probably because you're listening to this video, right? But the whole thing is to become aware of our mind, and when it's in the past or in the future, that is our ego thinking mind. It is not real. It is, again, a compilation of thoughts that we've accepted into our mind over the years. It is not real. What is real is in the presence, right here, right now, in this moment. And it is right here, right now, in this moment that we are powerful beyond measure. And it is right here, right now, in this moment that we don't care about what might happen in the future, because all that matters is right here, right now. And even if 10 minutes from now I was going to walk into the President of the United States and I was going to go talk to him, that moment isn't now. This is 10 minutes before the now. So let's be in presence and in stillness of mind and knowing that I can't screw anything up, that I can't do anything wrong, that every choice that I've made in the past brought me to this point, so I am exactly where I need to be. I can't screw it up. I can't be wrong. And I don't have to prove anything to anyone. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people say. If we go in being our best self and giving our true self, that's what people feel, and that's what people are thankful for, and that's what people want. We don't want people to like our character. We don't want people to like our personality, because that's not who we are. Who we are is beyond that. Who we are is the truth of being an eternal, powerful being who is perfect and can experience peace and joy and love in our lives that we want so very much. But we need to recognize that it doesn't happen from out there, but that it happens from in here. And as we claim our power in here, it extends out there. And then we can be confident in every experience. We can be confident in every moment because we have remembered who we are. We must take it back. Take our power back. This whole world has been living for far too long out there. I need the money, I need the job, I need the friends, I need the relationship, I need the house, I need the car, I need the this, I need the that. We don't need any of that. If you guys are listening to this talk right now and you want to become more confident,
Well, it has nothing to do with what we're going to do out there. It has nothing to do with affirmations and this and that and this and that. What it has to do with is remembering who we are. What it has to do with is literally a training of mind, a willingness to become aware of our thinking mind and refuse to accept what it has to say. There is always another answer. Always. If we are doubting ourselves and we are feeling unconfident and we are feeling uneasy and we are feeling not good enough and all of these things, it is misperception of who we are. Therefore, there must be the proper perception to show us differently. There must be another way, and this is the other way. We literally go within ourselves, ask to see it differently, and we are shown. All it takes is willingness and to try it. And as soon as we try it, we have that experience and there's no going back. Absolutely no going back. And now, I've had this experience for myself time and time and time and time again. Like, I have these talks that I do every Tuesday night at 5:30 on ECIM Gather. And every time I'd go up there, for a while, I'd doubt myself. I'd feel uneasy. I'd feel nervous. I'd want to puke. I wouldn't feel good enough. Like, all of these feelings where I'd be afraid of what people would think. I'd be afraid that people would judge. I'd want to know who was on so I didn't screw up. All of these things. And what that is just the thinking mind basically providing us thoughts that we have the choice to accept or not. And if we accept them, we feel like shit, and we believe them to be true, and we watch that experience in our life. But if we refuse to believe those thoughts, and we refuse to accept those thoughts, then what happens is we literally just are in this place of peace, and we are carried into the next phase instead of like trudging through it. Right? And this all happens when we recognize that if we feel unworthy and if we are doubting ourselves, that it most predominantly extends from an experience that we've had in childhood. That someone told us we weren't good enough. Someone told us we couldn't do it. We had an experience in school where we were shunned after we did a talk in front of the class, or had some embarrassing moment of some kind, or whatever it may be. We develop this thought system based on the past. So if we recognize that this has come with us from the past and we're simply seeing through a filter, then we can be open to releasing the past, forgiving the past, and healing the past so it no longer comes with us. So this again goes back to the awareness of mind. If we catch ourselves being doubtful within ourselves, then we must take that doubt within. Okay, I recognize that I'm feeling doubtful. Please show me this differently and let me know how to heal and forgive and release this. Thank you. And release the prayer also. And then just wait to receive the answer to our problems. And then what happens is we literally, like, for so many times for me, like, I'll be taken back into childhood and I'll see these experiences that in my conscious mind, I didn't even know were there. And they basically pinpoint to us the moment in which we first accepted that thought of unworthiness or whatever it might be. And from looking back upon it again, we start to realize that, wow, like, I really just didn't know any better at the time, and I was doing the best that I could, and I don't deserve to hold on to that because that's not true. And therefore forgiveness happens automatically, and all that's left is love. And therefore that thought that once plagued this unconfidence, this self-doubt, is gone, and therefore we can't experience it again. So if we're truly, truly wanting to live our best lives, most confident lives, most happy lives, we're going to have to go within our minds. We're going to have to realize that there is an eternal teacher there, willing and eager and waiting to speak to us in silence, willing to give us our thoughts back with a reinterpretation on them, willing to give us light and love within our minds, and only that. And as we affirm to ourselves that the answer is within, we continue to be aware of our mind more and continue to go in our mind more. The power is ours. The strength is ours. And we can have and live the greatest life for ourselves. But we have to stop denying it and blaming other people, but take responsibility for it ourselves. Or if we're feeling anything but confident and happy and joyful and peace in every single moment, then we are misperceiving. But then that also means that there's another way, that there's another answer to be shown us. And if we continue to take responsibility for the way in which we are perceiving the world, then we are shown it differently. Just like that. And I guarantee it. So if any of you have any questions or comments or want to respond to me or ask me anything else, please, the door is open, my heart is open, and I welcome you all. So until next time, I love you all. We are confident, powerful beings of light. So embrace who you are today, embody who you are today, and be willing beyond anything else to remember who you are here, so that this power, that which we are, can shine from us and bellow from us in perfect confidence and peace. Nothing other than that exists. So be who we are today. Amen. Thank you.